Hello, welcome to Little Music Boxes. I hooked up this pedal to my microphone mostly just for that intro. It's just a cool delay pedal. I love it so much. But what I want to do is talk mostly about this little music box today. This is the Korg Volca Sample, and what I've been doing recently is just uploading videos. I've been messing around with it, and very recently I uploaded a video called Collision. And in this video, I'm in the back of an Uber making a beat on the way to an airport. And I kind of want to just talk about my process generally of making beats, but I want to use this video, this collision beat that I made, as kind of like a piece to pull apart and talk about like the principles involved and like the tactics I use to make certain sounds or phrases. Okay, so let's walk this all back. Walk it back. Okay, it came in handy twice. Let's walk it all back and talk about the concept. How do I start with this song? Well, first, what I do is let me just try to bring my laptop into this little frame here. Okay, I'll just screenshot the laptop. Hold on. When I'm starting a song, I like to think about where I've been, what's been going through my mind, how I'm feeling lately, and just kind of like reflect those things into the creation of this next beat. And it doesn't have to be literal. It can be thematic or it can be whatever. I just like try to represent how I'm feeling or who I am at that moment inside of the music. And so I was in New York for this beat, and I was thinking a lot about the people that I've been meeting, the people that I pass on the streets, these just like collisions of influence that come and go so rapidly in that city. And so I was looking around on YouTube for quotes about New York, like maybe like conversations about the street or like people talking about New York. There's a few great channels like People of New York and stuff like that. But also, while I was querying city streets, I found this old movie from the 30s called City Streets, and it's like some gangster movie, some like really gangster shit happens. And they're like hustling each other, like kind of like hurting each other, and kind of like demanding things from each other. And I thought that was really like an escalation of what I've been thinking about lately, but still thematically the same. And so I download that video using this tool. It's really easy, and then I chop it up and then crush this audio samples using this tool. It's important to crush them because this thing only has 4 megabytes of space on it, and it's very, very easy to run out of space. So you have to like really, really downsample a lot, and that's what this tool is for. So after I get all my samples, I load it into Vossier. This is a factory default project for Vossier. I kind of have it here. It's all those sounds that you already kind of know and have heard before. And what I've done is I've walked through it and I have created a My Start project, which basically is a streamlined version of that factory default because there's a lot of great stuff there, but not all the time things that I want to keep. And so I added a few things, took a lot of things away, and I got this down to 1.4 megabytes. And that's important because there's not a lot of space on this little thing. In order to get stuff on it, you have to get stuff off of it first. And so I usually start with this project. This is a My Start, and then I like duplicate it and start again. And then for the City Streets beat, I created a new project, and you can see I'm taking away even more things. Like there's a lot that's missing here, a lot of kicks, a lot of snares, a lot of hats, percussion is all gone just to make way for like these quotes, like these different things, and the melodies and other textures, people walking, wind chimes, things like that. So let me show you also the sequences that I built. So I tapped out a quick beat inside of Vossier, and then I copied this sequence, and let me play that for you. You can see that it's just a basic hip hop kind of beat that's under all of the layering textures and melody that I kind of create later on. And when I load this onto the Vossier, I go in and I delete kick and the snare, and you can see that when I press play here. Right. So why would I do that? Why would I take off the kick and snare? I don't just mute them, I delete them. So what I want to be doing is making an opportunity to create that magic moment. For me, the most exciting things when I'm watching somebody build a beat is to watch them tap out that beat. And I don't know, I just think that's so exciting. So I want to preserve that excitement for the video, so I erase those bits before I start my performance. That's how we get everything onto the sample. But let's talk about, once it's on it, how do I play that beat? What are the tactics that I'm using to get things happening? So there's a few kind of like stages in that video. It starts off and there's, I'm looking at the skyline of New York City and there's a crowd talking. So I have a crowd loaded onto, I think it's here. Okay, so this is a really long sample for a few seconds, and I have it, you notice, on loop, and that's why it fades out pretty quickly. But an interesting trick I've learned, and there's links in the YouTube video down below to other channels that explain this, but if you have a looping sample and then you tweak the decay of it while it's on loop, it can loop forever. So now it will never end. It will just keep going and going. And I can, I can tweak it. I can cut off the highs. I can turn the level down. I can even pitch it up. But the point is that it's looping never-endingly, and it doesn't need to be playing. In fact, if I play and stop, the loop is still going. So it's independent, and that's an important aspect of this. The same thing is for the melody. I have it looped independently of the beat. But the problem is, you need to be able to get that beat started at the right place in order for the melody to match up with the loop. So what I've been doing is I'll go into the melodies channel and put it on step mode and put it on that first step. Then when I play, I have to tweak that decay and turn off that step. Now it will loop forever in sync with the beat. And this was important because if I was going to record that beat, the melody is what's cueing me into where the beat should hit. So here I go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I messed it up. But it's really easy to fix. And in fact, in the video, I have to do this fix too. So I wanted it to be like 2 here, 3 here, 1 there. So that's quite nice. So that's the beat right there that we have going on. And the melody is looping. Everything's kind of happening. On channel 4, I put these quotes. And the way that I cycle through the quotes, it's recording, shoot. That's a danger. You have to take record off. If you want to do one shots, you have to take record off. So let me turn this down. How I do this quotes is I put them all in one channel and I line them up in the Vosseur one after another. So I have to come in here and actually change the sample as the music is going.
I'm here. Where you been? Where you been? I said, where you been?
And that's a lot of fun. Another kind of texture that I have coming through on this song is this wind chime. And again, that's one of that loops. So I'm going to strike it and then tweak the decay, and it's just going to continue on kind of asynchronously. And sorry. And yeah, it's not necessarily a polyrhythm because it's not a rhythm itself. It's just wind chimes. But the secret about rhythm is kind of anything you put there. If you loop it long enough, it becomes kind of a recognizable rhythm. And so similarly, there is, I think on channel 5.
I said, where you been?
Oh no, okay, yeah, 5. What I've done here is I've gone through, if I go into step mode, you'll notice that depending on where, let me solo this channel. So each of these has a different pitch already sequenced with motion sequencer on it. I did that in Vosseur previously, and there are moments where I come in and I just kind of randomly change the pattern. Even though the pitch is predefined, the pattern is not. So I can just come in and randomly just kind of like move it around, and it creates this kind of like, again, a polyrhythm. And so there's like these layered kind of situations where things are not hitting at the same moment, but they are within their own selves creating recognizable patterns. And so, yeah, you have these moments like, I just hit start and stop, which means I've ruined the beat. Let me show you, there we go. So the melody is off because if you mute it, that loop thing kind of quits. But since we know where our beat is, it's easy to start and stop it. In fact, we can like have that beat running. I've done this a few times in that video. For emphasis, one of the tricks to have like a stop and a build is to go, right? Ooh. Another one is to go into function step mode. And this is an interesting thing because if you do step mode, it'll just basically, if you hold a trigger, it'll keep every beat on there. But you have to hit it at the beginning to reset it on the beat. So you have to kind of remember to bring it back to step one in the beginning of the beat. And it's not always perfect. But there you go. So that's kind of like the secret of how I made this whole video and how I make a lot of my videos. A lot of those component parts are in here. Yeah, but it's fun. I am so happy that you're interested in this stuff, and I hope that you learned something. All right, this is Little Music Boxes, and take care.